This is one of the cheapest automatic watches that I have ever seen. I honestly have no idea how they even make money on this watch. Today we're going to be taking a look at a pilot's watch by Chinese brand Addiesdive. Quick wristwatch check, I am wearing my Isotope compressor diver. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago to wear to the British watchmaker show that's happening in London in a couple of weeks. Cool watch, looks great on this rubber strap. So here it is, the Addiesdive MYH2. And if you've not already subscribed, then make sure you do for weekly watch reviews. So it is a little bit insane how it's even possible to make a watch that has these specifications for the amount that this watch costs. I paid a grand total of £43.42 to have this watch delivered to my house. That is insane. And what makes it even more insane is the specs that this watch has for that incredibly low price. I'll quickly just talk about the design, however, because that's always an important factor when picking up a watch. Because obviously when you're buying a watch for this cheap, there has to be price cuttings going on somewhere. And typically with these Chinese watch brands, you find that the price cutting comes in the design department. Of course, this is your classic Flieger style watch. They've definitely gone after the IWC Mark 20 style with this watch. I mean, the dial is almost identical to that particular piece. However, don't let that put you off. If you love a bargain, then I'm sure this is a watch that will be right inside of your collection very, very soon. So the amazing thing about this watch is packed inside of it is a Seiko NH35 automatic movement, which of course does mean that you also get the date complication at the 3 o'clock. Now getting the NH35 inside of a watch that cost me £43 as is still a ridiculous offer. Like that's just, it shouldn't really exist, especially when you consider that there's watches out there that cost like $400-500 that are using this movement and they're charging 10 times the price. Now obviously those watches do usually come with original designs and you aren't getting anything original here with this one, but it is always crazy to get the same movement in a cheap watch like this as you do in watches costing a lot more. But that isn't the only good spec with this watch. Now Addiesdive state 200 meters of water resistance on the dial. I can't lie, I'm a little bit skeptical of this water resistance rating. Now the watch does have a screw down crown and it does have a screw down case back, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it has 200 meters. For me, this could be one of those instances where Addiesdive is just slapping 200 meters on the watch without actually testing it. My guess would be that's what's actually happening here, but I have no doubt that this watch should be swim-proof. A screw down crown and case back should be able to deal with that easily, but to expect 200 meters water resistance from this watch like you would do with a Seiko diver, I think is a bit of a stretch. But another insane spec is that crystal. It's not mineral, it's not acrylic, it is indeed sapphire. So for my £43, I got a Seiko NH35 automatic movement, I got a sapphire crystal and a supposed 200 meters of water resistance. If that is not the most insane spec sheet that you have ever heard for £43, then I need some links off you, please. The finishing on the watch is actually surprisingly pretty good as well. You get brushing on the case sides. Bezel is also brushed, the lugs are brushed. Yeah, this is pretty much a completely brushed watch, which I'm always a big fan of on military style watches like this anyway, so good job. And you also get a signed crown. How crazy. Hey, £43. It's just, yeah, this is insane. Now the strap is definitely another place they've cut a corner. There is no genuine leather stamp on here and you can tell that it feels like cheap crap, to be honest with you. However, it does have quick release spring bars and a stainless steel buckle, so that's always good. And I will say that I do actually think the strap suits the style of the watch well too, so good job on that. And there is the watch on my 6.5 inch wrist. You get a 39mm case diameter, a 49mm lug to lug, and I think it's a 12mm thickness too. And it's hard to pick up with my studio lights here, but there is some blue AR on the underside of the crystal, which does look good. And funnily enough, it's actually one of the better sapphires that I've experienced on an affordable watch. Again, crazy, £43, what's going on? And if I quickly turn off my lights, and for some ridiculous reason, this watch also has pretty good lume. Yeah, I don't know how they've done this. It is shocking to me that this is even possible to get this watch delivered to my door for £43. Now don't be expecting insane quality, obviously it's £43. The crown is a little bit wobbly and obviously the strap is, well, terrible. But honestly, for £43, it's hard to think of anything that's offering this. Also, make sure that you are subscribed for weekly watch reviews and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.